Hey, we love Pep and Jeff Show, Friday Pep Rally. We are the Centennial Huskies. Whose house is it? Yeah, baby.
It's back. I guess no more Jeff Rally.
The Jeff Rally was great. I enjoyed it from 700 miles away. You and Gazal did a great job last week.
All I know is I got a cancellation notice the very next day.
One and done. But no, it was you guys did a great job last week. But happy to be back here in the Riverside TV studios. We got a big week of high school football. A lot of great highlights to get to. We got our guy Nick Rice, who called probably the game of the week, I guess. I know Kaiser coach Billy Cardosi's in the house with us. He had quite a game last night, but tonight at least, man, Ramona and Hillcrest going down to the wire. We're going to start with River Valley League action tonight on the Pep Rally. And let's get right to the highlights, and then we're going to get Nick's take on everything because it was a wild finish and maybe controversial as well. So let's go to the video. Ramona taking on Hillcrest tonight. And Nick, I'm going to let you take it over because it was kind of a low-scoring game.
It really was incredible. Until the middle point of the third quarter, this was the only point scored in the ball game. Christian Alvarado to Aiden Parks on a trick play. Travis Carter had a lot of those in this one. And then Hillcrest scores again, courtesy of this incredible run from Alfredo Vences, his fourth 100-yard game of the year. At the moment, it was 14-0, and then all of a sudden, Sincere Tolbert comes alive. His best game of the year. Ramona missed the PAT. Our score is 14-6. Into the fourth quarter now of a thrilling late last-second football game. Ramona, who dominated the second half, had to settle for a field goal right here, 14-9 from Jose Martinez. Hillcrest chews up most of the fourth quarter. 4th and 9, folks, this for the game. And Jeremiah Acosta makes some magic happen. 58 yards to Cody Shiner to take the lead for Ramona. 16-14 with a minute left. And the song was singing. This game was over, folks. But Hillcrest then, in less than a minute, with just one timeout, marches all the way downfield. Diego Alba Diaz in the most controversial play of the game, believe it or not. This one to win it. And the kick was ruled after a long discussion. Good from the officials. It was very close. They gave him the make, 32-yarder, and Hillcrest wins the game. And this was huge because with both clubs losing their league opener, this was for an opportunity to stay alive in the playoffs, and Hillcrest gets it done.
Man, what a game. We knew, Jeff, going into the season that River Valley League play was going to be awesome. It was going to be super competitive. Novi was the favorite, but man, we're going to have some real battles, and we're only 2 weeks into the league season, and we've got some great games.
Who would have thought that Ram High would be 0-2 defending River Valley League champions? But like we said, we've talked to it at ad nauseum. 27 players gone, 18 starters. But Ken Mashinsky, I mean, they've been in every game. They've won a couple big ones early on. I'm still not counting them out of the playoffs. They can be 0-2, but they are still a very formidable team here.
Nick, let me ask you this, because the game was at Ramona High School, and Ramona scored with about a minute left, a little over a minute and some change. Did it feel like, well, the game was over, the Rams just came back and won this game, it's a done deal?
Yeah, because it felt like Ramona was by far and away the better team almost throughout. It took some incredible plays from Hillcrest defense for them to even be up in the game. A fumble inside of the red zone. Ramona made a field goal early in this game, but Ken Mashinsky and the coaching staff called a timeout. And those 3 points were the difference in this one. Ramona played in many counts the better game, but Hillcrest figured out a way. Congrats to Travis Carter and those guys.
So I was listening to your broadcast. Jeff and Gazal were over at the Santiago versus King game. We had a doubleheader on Riverside TV. You had Ramona High, and I was listening to it, and when the ball went through the field goal post, I thought, I think it's good, but I can't really tell. And then you were saying, I think it's no good, and the officials were looking at each other. Do you think this will be a topic of conversation maybe going forward, especially, let's say Ram High is just on the outside looking in of a playoff spot. They'll look back maybe at this game and be like, wow, we should have had that one.
And it's the question that may never get answered because we didn't get a clear enough view on that. And potentially Ramona could miss the postseason on this type of call. So I believe the kick was no good, but we'll have to wait and see.
What do you think Coach Busher's saying right now, Jeff?
He's saying he was robbed. He's been duped. Duped, I say. Ramona High School was duped. No, I don't know. I wasn't there, but I do love. I don't know. But I do love both those guys. It was There's always two.
Yeah.
There's always a master.
And the
the apprentice.
Yeah.
Remember, Travis Carter was the quarterback for that King team that Ken Mashinsky coached. In fact, they won some huge games, but how are those two guys handling it? Are they calling each other? Are they saying, hey, I beat you, I whooped you? Or is somebody saying, it was a bad call? I just want to know what's going on in the mind of those two guys.
Man, drama tonight.
Are they not calling each other? This is a time for them to not talk to each other ever again after a crazy game like this.
I think they should have a big fist fight as coach and mentor, just battling it out since we don't have a clear victory, but congratulations to Coach Travis Carter.
Well, let's wrap it up like this while we got Nick on here. So next week, and I think it's one of the Riverside TV games, it's going to be Hillcrest versus Patriot. Now, Patriot, we're going to have highlights of Patriot versus Arlington a little bit later in the show, but Patriot is now 2-0, and they're going to play a Hillcrest team that's probably going to have some confidence and some momentum after tonight's win. Nick and Jeff, what thoughts of Patriot versus Hillcrest next week, which is a meaningful game?
Well, I know that Gazal and I have that game next Friday night, and I'll tell you what. The biggest surprise for me is Coach Fowler. We didn't get a lot of chances to watch them in the preseason, but a lot of people are saying how good this Patriot team is. I'll tell you what, they could cause some problems. What are they, 2-0 right now? They could be 3-0 after next week.
Yeah.
It's going to be an eventual battle between, I think, Norte Vista, Hillcrest, and Patriot right now.
At least that's the way it's shaping up. Nick, great job as always. Good seeing you. And you can check out Nick Rice all season long here on Riverside.
Yeah, he's all right. He's okay. He's fun to work. I'll tell you what, Nick Rice is a trooper, one of the best guys to work with. A good play-by-play guy, but he knows nothing about pop culture. Name one Beatle.
Yikes.
Nick Rice, name one Beatle.
I will get to that after this quick
name
break.
a Beatle.
Just real quick.
He doesn't know his pop culture. How do you not know a Beatle? And he says it's his favorite band ever. Love Nick Rice.
Willis.
Check him out every single Friday night here on Riverside TV and occasionally at RCC Football with me.
Absolutely.
Great guy.
All right, so we're still talking River Valley League football. Scott, is that Arlington versus Patriot? Is it ready? Yeah. All right, let's just do it. Can you just
hey, come on, Scott Rojas.
Come on out. You're the leader. Hey. Give me this thing. All right, Jason, if you're ready, I'm ready. We can do Arlington versus Patriot. I was going to wait and bury this later in the show, but let's just do it now. Arlington taking on Patriot in a very big-time River Valley League game that went down to the wire. Let's see. I'm going to guess that's probably Josiah Felix for Patriot High School. The touchdown there made it 6-0. Here comes the extra point. 7-0 Patriot on top. And looks like they're going to add to their lead right here. They got a great 1-2 punch. Josiah Felix, the running back. Isaiah Miramontes, the quarterback here. Pretty good as well. Now, Patriot goes up 14-0 at that point. And we'll see if the Arlington Lions can battle back the field.
Legador!
That's your guy, Jeff.
That's my guy.
Makes it a 14-3 ball game. Arlington now with the football. Rolling out the completion. Up the sideline for the Lions. Oh, it takes a tough fall. That's what it says in my notes. Rough fall. But he held on to it. Looked like a first down. That would set up this. Another field goal by the El Legador. Makes it 14-6 at that point. And let's see. That looks like a loose ball. Arlington's going to scoop it up. The scoop and the score for the Lions. All of a sudden, it's 14-12. They would not go for two. They would elect to kick the extra point, and it will be good. So it's now a 14-13 game. You can never count out the Lions. That was in the third quarter. Patriot, they would answer with a 3, and it is all good. No doubt about that one, like as opposed to the Ramona Hillcrest game. 17-13 now. Patriot on top. They're going to tack on another touchdown here. Miramonte's little pump fake goes downfield with it, and in for the touchdown, 23-13 at that point. Arlington's going to get a late touchdown in this game, but it would be too late tonight. Touchdown there, but yeah, it's going to be Patriot winning by a final score of 30-27 tonight. So Patriot now 5-2 overall, but more importantly, I guess 2-0 in the RVL.
I'll tell you what, the big part of that game is it was actually a pretty good game. I witnessed the worst high school football game in the history of high school football last week, that La Sierra Arlington debacle. But tonight, redemption for both teams.
All right, Jeff, let's keep it in the RVL. The front runner, Norte Vista, taking on La Sierra, which is a rivalry game, right?
Yes.
In the Alvord School District.
I coached at both of those places and lost at both of those places.
Well, highlights of the Jeff Gorham Bowl, everybody. Let's take you out to Norte Vista High School, Braves and Eagles. And, Jeff, I texted you early on, I think it was like midway through the second quarter, La Sierra would give Novi a game. But here's the first offensive snap for the Braves. Tajon Henderson busts off a 93-yard touchdown run, and that would ignite the scoring here for Norte Vista. So they would go on top 7-zip. 93 yards, man. This guy does everything for Novi. La Sierra would answer Eddie Roy, the QB, to Eric Mays on the touchdown. And you'll notice the theme here. It was back and forth between the Braves and the Eagles early on. This time, hey, it's Dreddy Elaine, the Roadrunner.
Dreddy, Freddie, and Eddie, and his sister Betty.
Yeah, I saw his parents. They said they love it when you do that. I'm like, oh, Jeff, he's just Jeff. Exactly. La Sierra now with the football. Roy to Mays. Big pass play on the opposite side of the field. Eagles move into Braves territory. In fact, right there on the edge of the red zone. That would lead to this. Roy going back to Mays for the touchdown. We are tied at 14 apiece. Later on in the second quarter, La Sierra with the football again, and the Eagles were driving. This time they go to the ground game. TJ Aviana. Big run here by Aviana, and a couple Braves needed to bring him down as the Eagles were marching down the field once again. Fourth down, La Sierra going for it. Novi's Fave Sola, the sack, the ball squirts loose. The Braves have it, and they take over. So big defensive play by Norte Vista. But their drive, as they get the turnover chain, would stall out. They would be back to punt, and Jeff, the snap gets away. That is no good for the Braves.
Well, I almost stole that chain today, too. I saw it at school, and I almost took it.
So La Sierra gets the football back, and big hit there by Damon Iosefa for the Braves. And then La Sierra trying to go to the end zone, but Tajon Henderson on patrol saves a touchdown here for Norte Vista. So great defensive play by Tajon Henderson. Then flip it around, Braves on offense, and what are they going to do? Seth Bolander goes to Tajon Henderson, about 65 yards on that strike as he trots into the end zone with about 20 seconds before halftime. That made it 28-13, and Norte Vista would go on to the victory tonight against La Sierra. I think it was 48-13 the final. Yes, there it is, as Novi moves to 6-1.
Air Batdorf. Did you see the passing from Bolander? He's pretty darn good. They have a quarterback finally, and they've got a pretty darn good receiver in Tajon Henderson.
Yeah, he is very, very special. All right, now let's go to the land. I say the Big 8, but it's the Big West Conference, the lower division. King High taking on Santiago. And you talked to Coach McMains, you talked to Coach Esposito earlier this week, Jeff.
Yeah, and I'm just glad I didn't say that the way you say Santiago.
You didn't say it like that?
No, I refuse. Oh. I am a man of
integrity,
principles, and integrity, and I refuse to sound goofy, ever.
But you're the guy that was going to cut off his finger.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. It still could come off. We don't know that. We don't know what happened. We'll figure it out real quickly here.
All right, let's go to the highlights. And this is the game that you and Gazal did on Riverside TV.
Oh, here we go. King starts it out with Villarreal spinning and moving and scoring. He goes up 7-0 with 7:28 in the first inning. It's Blake Bowen to the house, and he scores quickly. Then it's Sam Green. Sam Green is going to play on Saturdays, I guarantee, but he needs a haircut. He scored. It was 21-0 at halftime. Then Plew to Austin Ellis as Santiago scores 27-7. Then a deep pass to Harper to Blake Bowen, a 19-yard score. And then finally it was Kaleo Brown from Harper, a 20-yard touchdown, and the score 34-7. Nothing else happened but a pickup and a fumble return from Max Eldridge, a freshman, and he wears number 43 like the great Jeff Gorham. When I played, he looked a lot like me, only a freshman, and we said his name a ton. Bert Esposito is going to be good. They took a loss, though, tonight.
You wore 43 in playing basketball?
Yeah, you know what it means?
No.
Okay, this is the sensitive side of me. 43 means love you. 4-3. So you go Loveyou. Like you,
Can anyone
Pep.
confirm that? Is that true?
Yeah, love you. That's what I did. That's all it always meant. I mean, my dad wore it, my brother wore it, and my kids wear number 8 because of
me,
Pep Fernandez.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah.
I was such a great inspiration to my sons that they say, "What number was Pep when he played soccer?" 8.
That's right.
I say that's Kobe Bryant. No, it's Pep Fernandez.
Pep Fernandez.
Yes, it is.
All the legends. All right, now let's jump to the Ivy League. Quick shout out to Eric Zomal, the head football coach for the Rancho Verde High School. Texted me, he's like, "I'm watching the show right now."
He used to
Coach.
live in my dorms when we were at Cal.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did.
Wait,
Yeah.
hold on. So your roommate was Jason Kidd,
I had
wasn't it?
Jason Kidd, I had a Keely Jones, and then I had the great Bob Green, who Sam Green plays for King. He was in the dorms as well.
Are you serious?
He was a big-time football player. And we also had Russell White. Remember him?
The running back?
Yes,
Yeah.
a great running back, for gosh sakes. Yes. Okay, let's go on.
All right, Coach Zomal, we appreciate you watching. North taking on the Mustangs. Let's get right to the highlights here as we go off the road out there to Rancho Verde High School. And early on, Rancho Verde with the score. They got a lot of weapons on offense, including Dylan Riley. He wears number 0 this year, goes in for the touchdown there.
Integer.
And here comes another Rancho Verde touchdown. It's going to make it 13-0. Long touchdown run here. Coach actually said that. Let's see. Oh, I'm actually, Coach Zomal, if you get some pictures of my family, I didn't mean to send those. I'm tapping on my phone over here. But he said, no, North came out strong. It was a 13-0 game at halftime. But a Marion Orange there on the other end, on the end of that catch, going in for the touchdown. Coach said Orange had a monster game, caught a couple touchdowns. He also had an interception on defense. And so he getting it done on both sides of the football here. North with the football. And, big pass play. North, Cam Shannon, they got a pretty good quarterback as well.
And I was not sure he was going to play. Remember, he had a 90-something yard run last week and came up limp. His hammy, pulled his hammy a little bit.
Yeah, they need him. He's one of the better quarterbacks in our area. Is that Orange again? Oh, it's Orange again.
Agent Orange.
He is good. In fact, they've had a couple oranges come through. I think
They've had a few oranges, Naval or,
Cutie.
A cutie. Oh, the cuties. They were invented at UCR.
Were they really?
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Oh, a little Riverside connection. There was a touchdown there for the Huskies. Is this Orange again? Oh, somehow slips past a couple defenders. Up the sideline, he goes for the score. I think that makes it 34-14 at that point. And it would be all Rancho Verde in this one. Let's see, do we have one more score? Oh, that's Dylan Riley. It looked like they were going to drag him down by the jersey. Fights his way loose and goes in for another Rancho Verde score. And the final in this one, 47-14. So big win here for Rancho Verde as they continue that collision course, Jeff, to meet Orange Vista in the final week of the regular season in Ivy League play.
Brother versus brother.
Yeah, can't wait. This should
Hey,
be.
so you were texting pictures of your family to Zomal?
Well,
On accident? I have a great one for you.
He was texting me, and I was kind of reaching down and going through, and I looked down, and I'm like, oh, there's some pictures of my family. I'm about to hit send to Coach. We're like, what is he doing?
All right, well, I have a big confession. I worked ESPN last night. I worked the Plus.
Big time.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, big, huge. I was working a volleyball game at UC Riverside, and my wife texted me, and the athletic director, Wes Millette, texted me as well. So I said to, I thought was my wife, hey, can you wash my underwear and socks?
No, you
I'm
didn't.
I'm out. So then I sent him a text. I sent send, but I sent it to Wes Millette. So when I get home, I told my wife, I said, did you put in my socks and underwear? And she said, no, he never texted me that. So I looked at my phone and I went, all right, I guess Wes Millette's going to wash and clean my socks and underwear. So yeah, that's what happens to me calling the game last night for volleyball. Embarrassing. Wes, did you wash my underwear and socks?
Yeah, hopefully they're clean.
Yeah, hopefully.
Are you clean tonight?
Yeah, I feel great.
All right, we'll keep it in the Ivy League real quick. We just mentioned Orange Vista. They were taking on Elsinore. Let's go to those highlights. Orange Vista, your defending Ivy League champion from a season ago. But remember, Elsinore was the team that beat them in league play to kind of really shake up the league standings. That was Sire Gaines. tumbling in for a touchdown here for the Coyotes, the early score. But credit to the Tigers. They would battle back and make things a little bit interesting in the first half. Here's Caden Maxfield, touchdown for Elsinore as they would swap a couple tubs, as they like to call them, a couple scores. Then Orange Vista going back to work. Khalil Abdulaziz finds Jesse Anderson. Mr. Anderson goes all the way in for the touchdown here for Orange Vista. It looks like it's homecoming, right? Or do they always have those big Coyote signs up?
I don't know, but that was
spooky too. Did you see that?
Halloween. Halloween.
Yeah, it's that time of the year. Elsinore touchdown, Julian Santoyo. Jeff, that would actually tie the game at 15. So Elsinore, they came to play upset-minded, right? Like trying to do what they did last year. Ensuing kickoff, and this is going to be Deontay West. And nobody is going to touch him. West takes it all the way back for the touchdown. Okay, maybe somebody does touch him, but he gets in for the score. And it's a big Orange Vista win tonight. 50-21 the final against Elsinore. So Rancho Verde, Orange Vista, both Zomal brothers win tonight. Collision course for week number 10.
Well, when you mention Rancho Verde, I think of like burritos. Then when you mention Orange Vista, I think of like an Orange Julius. I'm always thinking food.
Man, I'd love to have an Orange Julius in a big burrito right now.
Oh, a Rancho Verde burrito.
Yeah. All right, Jeff, let's go to the scoreboard for the first time tonight because we still have more highlights and a live interview with Kaiser head coach Billy Cardosi still to go. So we're going to roll through these pretty quickly. We'll start in the Big West Conference. Roosevelt taking on Centennial. And, man, Centennial winning big time tonight, 63-14. Not a huge surprise, right, as Centennial was likely going to roll through Big West play. Murrieta Valley and Norco, decisive win for the Nighthawks, 48-19.
Caterpillar Bachmeyer.
He gets a new first name every week.
How did he play?
I'm sure he was great. If they scored 48, I'm sure Bear was great.
But it's not Bear, it's
48-19. This is a game that I was very interested in, and Vista Murrieta coming out on top against Chaparral. 31-24, so another big dub for Coley Candell and the Broncos. Move to the Big West Conference lower division, Temecula Valley and Murrieta Mesa. Murrieta Mesa thumping Temecula Valley. Of all the scores coming in tonight, Jeff, this is the one that kind of surprised me the most, 52-17.
The Rams are coming back. I was talking to head coach Bert Esposito, and he said Murrieta Mesa is the real deal. They played a daunting preseason schedule. He thinks they're going to do pretty darn well.
Yeah, I'm right there with them. Great Oak and Corona, 49-7, easy win for Great Oak. Now we transition to the Citrus Belt League. This was the game I was most curious about, at least tonight. Citrus Valley beating Beaumont on homecoming, 33-24 the final. Citrus Valley will get Cajon next week, Jeff. Are you excited?
I'm not going to sleep, ever.
Yucaipa over Rev, 28-0. A big shutout win for the Thunderbirds. And I think we got one more. Yeah, Redlands and Cajon. That's from last night.
Jaden Daniels, how'd he play?
I don't think he had any touchdowns in that game.
Oh.
Yeah, Kona saying no touchdowns for Jaden Daniels in that one. But Cowboys roll 36-0. Couple more scores. I believe these are from the Mountain Pass. Liberty over Citrus Hill tonight, 48-13. Although I think it was, 42-0 at halftime?
42-0 at half. The Bison.
And Jason, I think that's it, right? We did get this one. West Valley over Paris, 54-34. So let me do some quick math. 88 points in that game.
That was I bet it just finished. That's a long game.
Yeah, that's a lot of scoring.
I try to never work games that are going to be scored like that, and I love scoring because I don't want to be there all night.
That is a long, long game. All right. We're trying not to make this a show all night long, so we're going to keep this moving. We're going to take our first commercial break of the night. When we come back, Kaiser head coach Billy Cardosi will join us live in studio on the Friday Night Pep Rally on Riverside TV.
Hey there, Riverside residents! Did you hear about the awesome e-waste, document shredding, and battery collection day the city recently held? It was the perfect opportunity to get rid of those pesky items that are tough to dispose of properly.
We're here to drop off some documents and some batteries and just some household goods that normally we can't get rid of.
The city offers plenty of other ways to declutter your home. If you've got big items that won't fit in your trash can, don't worry. There are bulky item drop-off events just for that. And what about all those old paint cans and other chemicals you're not sure how to dispose of? the city's got you covered with hazardous household waste events. And let's not forget about the free drop-off days at the Agua Mansa Solid Waste Facility. It's like a one-stop shop for all your hard-to-throw-away items. Plus, it's free and super convenient.
I'm here to drop off batteries and e-waste and bulbs. It's so much more convenient.
So if you're ready to declutter your home and make your life easier, come on down to one of these awesome events. You'll be doing your part to keep our community clean and green.
I waited for this event for probably about a couple years. I've got all these boxes of paper in my garage, so I'm so happy that I finally get rid of them.
To find out more about our Clean Up Riverside program and waste collection events, visit riversideca.gov/cleanupriverside.
I thought that graphic was gone. Why is that graphic back now? Welcome back to the Friday Night Pep Rally. It was the Jeff Rally last week, but I'm back in studio. We're going to join Jeff and Kaiser head coach Billy Cardosi in a moment because the Cats came off a big win on Thursday night, last night against Eisenhower, giving the Eagles their first loss of the season. In that win for the Kaiser Cats, Kyle Shine going for 219 on the ground, 3 touchdowns. Terrell Holmes-Guerrero, 153 rushing, and also a touchdown as well, handing Ike their first loss of the year. Big win for the Kaiser Cats. Jeff's going to interview Coach Cardosi in just a moment, but you might know Coach from this epic speech he gave during their CIF championship run just a couple of seasons ago.
It looked bleak there for a while, but our kids never give up. It was bleak. We threw an interception in the fourth quarter, down 7. We got a fumble and got the ball back. Everybody just was going to hand these guys the championship. Don't get me wrong. Arcadia's a very good football team. Our kids have to battle. We have to battle for respect.
We get to say we're Southern California champions. It's an amazing experience.
We do what we do. We just did what we did, and then once we got the big turnover down here by the man, Lucas Manduhan. Mike did his thing, boy. He did his thing, and we're CIF champs. Nobody gave us a chance, except everybody in our room, everybody who believes in we, not me. We, not me, did this.
I'm tired. You're not going to get the same thing you got last time, Cor. I'm sorry.
And we are now CIF champs for the 4th time.
I'm humbled. Very humbled.
Because Kaiser is #1!
I'm exhausted.
We got to take a ride.
Because Kaiser is #1.
That's right. He's taking that ride.
Oh my golly, how much fun is that? Hey, we brought you on tonight because there's a big reason we're here, is you saved this right here. Look at that, that pinky is gonna stay on this body. There's a little happy face on that thing, look at that.
Happy face on there, I'm Pep.
I'll tell you what, thanks for saving my finger, Billy Cardosi, great to have you.
Thanks for having me. Well, and, we're real happy to save that finger of yours because I know you need it.
Well, I got a phone call and left on my voice message. His entire team was all happy that they saved my finger. So I appreciate that I didn't have to cut off this digit. I would have done it for the show, but Ronnie Lott, I'm going to have to keep my finger. Hey, Billy Cardosi, it's great to have you here. You and I have been friends now for about 20 plus years. We've known each other when we were little kids. We have a lot in common. Think of it this way. Your dad, my dad, both legendary high school basketball coaches here in the Inland Empire. We both were longtime coaches. We're both fathers, and we're dear friends. It is wonderful to finally have you here.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me here. We had a little bit of luck for my dad last night. I wore my dad's hat at the game, and we're playing Eisenhower, his school, and we got a little lucky last night. Very, 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 very exciting. Very, woo. I was real tired last night, but exciting win for us, and I felt my dad the entire night being there with us.
Well, we both had wonderful fathers, Hall of Famers. We both lost our fathers about the same time, and we were there for each other, and I really appreciate that. But what's the one thing you can take away from your dad as a coach and a father that you kind of give your team every single game?
My dad really, wanted me to make sure that our kids knew that you didn't have to always get fired up and be, because I that Italian blood flowing a little bit. And you tell me, sometimes you just need to love on those kids a little bit, and hey, you just need to relax a little bit. And kids, they're going to make mistakes, and you don't want to get too down on them when they make mistakes. You want to love them, Now, you still got to raise the anxiety level and put pressure on kids, but make sure that you love them and love them up and know that you really care. Because if they know you care, then they'll get after it for you.
Well, I definitely know they care about you, Billy C. Everybody talks about the camaraderie, the friendships you have with your student athletes, but you're also a father. We'll get to your team here in a second, but you are a father of a beautiful daughter, Ailish. You and your wife are adoptive parents, aren't you?
Yeah. Ailish came to us about 5 years ago around this time. We get all the Facebook memories and whatnot from all the experiences of our adoption. It was a great year, the year we won this ring, It was a very lucky year. Ailish, we got the call around this time and brought her home at the end of October around my birthday, and she's 5 now, going to United Christian Academy in kindergarten, and just love that little girl so much. My wife and I are just so blessed. The Lord has blessed us so much to just have that baby girl, and we're hoping that another one is here soon. We're working with the county to adopt another child, and whatever the Lord has in store for us, we're ready.
Now, I know how much you love your daughter, and you and your wife do so much. You send me pictures, I look on social media. But what's the one thing you've changed after becoming a father that you've kind of given your team?
Really focusing on the aspect of loving on your players. You're calling. If you're going to call yourself a Christian, you really have to call yourself to love. And that was one of the things. I wouldn't say I struggled with before, but it's one thing that I really want to strive to do. You never know which one of your kids, needs to hear that, and I hope our players understand that the discipline and the anxiety level that we try to have, where we try to put pressure on them, and, they get nervous when I come in the room, that it's out of love. And, one of the things that I wanted to make sure since I became a father was to not only be the guy that comes in and puts pressure and gets on them and gets after them, because don't worry, we're going to do that. I'm going to get after them, and we're going to get after them. But it's making sure they know that you care and that you love them, and it's all about becoming a better person, having good moral character, doing the right thing when no one's looking, and getting good grades in the classroom, working hard. Because if you do that as a football player, then we can actually try to win games. If you're not doing those things, you can't win games. You can't fake it. You can't fake it in football. You can't go Google the answer, like you can in your whatever class. Out on the field, you'll be exposed. And if you're a con man, you're going to be exposed. So we try to eliminate the con man and try to, because we all are a little bit of a con man. We're all sinners, and me and you, we both are. And it's important that we get our kids to walk away from that, because that's our natural instinct, and we want to make sure the kids know that's not the right way and get them to walk the right path.
Well, you've coached some great athletes. I think you've had 6 NFL players, but one right now is playing as Tyler Algier. How good was he?
The thing with Tyler was a stud. He was a student of the game. He would always be in with Coach Urquhart, who our offensive line coach, talking about pass protections. He could play outside linebacker, inside linebacker, running back, and he was very smart about football. And he was so underrated. A lot of college coaches had to come through Kaiser eating crow, because my first year as the head coach, they came through and they're like, yeah, Tyler Algier, whatever, yeah, he's not a player. And now you look at him now, he just set the Falcons single-season rookie rushing record. And I even had a coach say, Coach, I'm sorry. You were right. We were wrong. We had an opportunity to give him a preferred walk-on. We said, no, he's not good enough. And now do we look stupid? And I said, yeah, you do.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'll tell you what, your coaching staff, they're guys you grew up with. Tell us about some of those guys, because I know we're on a tight schedule, but you've had guys that you grew up with that are on your coaching staff.
Yeah, John Arkazu and I played in the same offensive line at Fontana High School. We're actually related by marriage. He's my wife's second cousin, so, the South Fontana connection. Lance Ozier's a Fo'i guy. He goes way back. But we have a great staff, from all the defensive guys, Wes, Matt, Dennis, Drennan, all those guys are amazing. JR, Cost, everybody. Coach Lanye Miller was a former NFL player, like you talked about. All of our guys, all of our coaches, and even Anthony Valenzuela, who's been sick this year. We played in the same offensive line together too. He's part of our coaching staff. But our coaching staff is tight knit, and it's about the we. It's about us. Coach Brook always talked about the camaraderie amongst the coaches, and that's important. We spend so much time together, And those guys are just amazing guys. We have an amazing group of coaches. It's not about, you can put these clips on of me and whatnot, but those guys make it happen, and it's because they're great coaches. Dennis, Matt, all of them. They do an amazing job, and I'm just indebted to our entire coaching staff. They're amazing coaches.
Well, let's talk about this team. You had a big win last night against Eisenhower, your dad's former team when he was the basketball coach. But tell us about this season. Let's wrap it up here. And, what are your thoughts going in, your third week of league going in here or what?
Well, no, it's actually
second week. That's right.
No. We haven't played a league game yet.
Well, that's
we're
right.
in this communist conference that we're only play, we only have 4 league teams, so we're going to start our league play this week with Carter. So we've played non-conference, I don't know, conference non-league games, whatever that means.
Yeah.
I just think it's communism.
Yeah.
But we're finally going to get to league and play Carter, but our year can be summarized on, if you don't take care of the little things and you don't have all 11, you're going to lose, no matter how good you think you are. Because we feel, and it doesn't matter what we think, our record is what it is. We're 4-3, and we could say we should be 7-0, we should be this, we should be that. You know the old saying, if your aunt had you know what, she'd be your uncle.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what we think. The matter is that's the way you play is what's going to come of it. And hopefully our kids have learned a lesson. And I think we turned a corner the last couple weeks about doing the little things, all 11. And hopefully the kids understand that, because when they play with emotion and they do what they're coached to do, we're going to be pretty tough to stop.
Well, I'll tell you what, Billy Cardosi, we got to get going here because we got plenty more highlights. But it has been a pleasure not only being your friend, but watching you grow as a coach, as a father and a husband and a good Christian. You are a guy I consider a dear friend and love having you. And I'm going to follow you until the day I'm no longer able to do
Hey,
this.
I'm so glad your finger's okay, though. I'm just really happy.
You saved
That's
it, did you?
Good finger. That's such a good finger. There it is, guys. We saved this finger right here. This is the guy. This is the bald guy I told you guys about. They're like, what white guy, coach? We don't follow him.
Well, he is the great Billy Cardosi, and follow him all season long for the Kaiser Cats. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to have more scores, highlights, and whatever else comes up. We'll be right back on the Friday night. Scoot over there, Coach, right there. The Friday night Jeff Rally. We'll be right back.
What's up? It's Rashawn Haylock. Of course, I love my high school football, and for all things IE, I stay locked in with my guys Pep and Jeff on the Friday night Pep Rally.
The City of Riverside Public Works Department provides high-quality trash and recycling services for our customers. Convenient curbside trash collection services promote a clean and healthy Riverside. To help us provide you with top-quality service, we ask you to follow a few key rules. There are 3 different containers for your trash. The blue bin is for recyclables and should only be used for clean recyclable materials such as aluminum cans, cardboard, glass bottles, plastics, and styrofoam. The old brown bin, or new bin with gray lid, is for standard household trash and items not suitable for the other bins, such as animal waste, cactus, palm fronds, soil products, and other waste. The green barrel is for your grass clippings, leaves, weeds, and other plant materials, excluding palm fronds, cactus, and yucca. And please remember not to use any of the containers for heavy construction waste such as concrete. For a complete guide to sorting your trash, please visit riversideca.gov/publicworks.
It's Gary Adcock here. Make sure you turn in every Friday night to the dynamic duo, Jeff and Pep, for the Friday Night Pep Rally.
It was bleak.
It was bleak.
But Jeff still has all 10 fingers.
I was really worried that this digit was going to be gone. I even drew a little happy face on it. His finger is so happy. So thank you, Billy Cardosi, for taking that victory. Look at that little face on there. It's cute.
It's very cute. All right, Jeff, we still have highlights from a couple more games, a couple more scores, and we'll also, at the end of the show, look ahead to some of the big games coming up next week. Right now, maybe outside of Hillcrest Ramona, this was another game that went down to the wire. It was very, very good in the Raincross Conference in the Inland Valley League. Let's join Riverside Poly on the road at Rancho Christian. Let's go to those highlights here down in Temecula, and it was Riverside Poly right there inside the red zone. Jay Sean Thomas runs in the touchdown there for Riverside Poly to get them on the board. They were trailing 6-0 at that point.
It was bleak.
But they took a 7-6 lead despite all the bleakness. Rancho Christian, 66 yards on this TD strike. So Rancho Christian regains the lead on Riverside Poly. So let's fast forward to the third quarter. Riverside Poly mounts a comeback here. It looks like number 3 Thomas goes in for another touchdown for Riverside Poly. And at that point, they were trailing 18-10. They got the 2-point conversion. And then here's another Thomas touchdown. So Poly takes the lead in the fourth quarter by a score of 22-21. Rancho Christian would get the football back, Jeff, drive down the field, and in the final seconds, it was 24-21 because they also got a field goal. 24-21, Rancho Christian, final seconds, had a chance to tie the game, but the field goal is no good.
It was
with
bleak.
11 seconds left. It was very bleak for Rancho Christian.
Yeah, but what?
All good for the Bears.
All I know is it looks like they're in a filter. What is it? Is it foggy or what?
Yes, the fog was rolling
The fog was rolling in.
down in Temecula. Riverside Poly, big win on the road at Rancho Christian, 24-21, the final there. So we're going to go from the ranked cross conference now to the Arrowhead Athletic Conference in San Bernardino County. That's where we find actually Notre Dame High School from Riverside still trying to get their first win. But, Jeff, they went up against an Arroyo Valley team who, when we talk about Cinderella stories or surprising teams, Arroyo Valley's got to be near the top of the list. They've won 6 games in a row now.
Yeah, but didn't they lose to your team?
My Eagles.
Your Eagles.
The mighty Eagles who lost tonight.
Oh.
Notre Dame trying to pick up win number 1 as they were taking on Arroyo Valley. There's the Titans. They actually came out and played pretty well, Jeff, early on against an Arroyo Valley team who, after falling to ACA in their Week 0 opener, they've rattled off some big wins, and they've got a huge game coming up against San Gorgonio next week. Titans came out inspired. Deion Jordan, the big run for the first down. Then Jordan's going to follow that with another huge run into Arroyo Valley territory. The Titans on the move. So 4th and goal now for Notre Dame. But the Hawks defense is going to come up with a big stop in the backfield. Nothing doing. Titans come up empty after that promising offensive drive to start the game. So the Titans offense, they're doing pretty well. The Titans defense also doing pretty good. Big play there. Number 51, Tristan Butler, the big hit on Arroyo Valley. But, Jeff, you can only hold the Hawks down for so long. Explosive.
They fly.
From
That's
their
what
own
Hawks do.
40, on 4th down, they go for it. Abel Ramos, the QB, sprints 60 yards on the score. They add the 2-point conversion, 8-0. Ramos asking after the touchdown. Did you get that on video? Yep, you're on the pep rally right now. We got it on video. Abel, nice touchdown run there. Next offensive drive for the Hawks. This time it's going to be Ronald Weathers rumbling down to the goal line. Weathers with over 200 rushing yards in this game. Same drive now in the second quarter. Another 4th down for Arroyo Valley. They go for it, and it pays off as Weathers runs in another score for Arroyo Valley. The Hawks go for 2. Weathers now playing quarterback. And he finds Joaquin Morris on the 2-pointer.
He looked like he was running.
16-0 Hawks.
Looked like he was running. You said he was walking.
Joaquin Morris.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, he's going to be here all night. I get it. Morris on the touchdown catch from Ramos. The Hawks go on to defeat Notre Dame. Final score of 36-0.
Oh, Notre Dame's
Jeff,
struggling.
You are just full of jokes.
You know what? I am a bag of cats and fun. Just a funny guy.
Just a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
All right, next up, we mentioned Arroyo Valley. Big game coming up against San G. San G taking care of their business against the Colton Yellow Jackets. Let's go to those highlights. San G scoring a lot early on and holding off the Yellow Jackets in the second half as well. Quarterback Peyton Clark finds Deron Tyson. 80 yards later, Tyson is going to take it in for the touchdown against the Yellow Jackets. That's the first score of the game, 7-0, San Gorgonio. Then San G bringing some defense. That's old Sal Ramirez. The pick 6 takes it back into the end zone for a score for San G. Make it 14-0 Spartans, and that would begin the avalanche here for San Gorgonio. This time it's Zion Crawford running it in for the touchdown for San G. And Chris Chaddick, our friend over there, the head coach for San Gorgonio. He's got some dudes this year. Peyton Clark to Tyson again. He went 80 yards on the other one. This one's 85 yards. That was the first touchdown of the second half. So the foot's still on the gas for the Spartans. This time Peyton Clark finds Javen Sawyer on the touchdown. We'll cap it off with Dylan Carolina. 30 yards on the score. San Gorgonio wins big against Colton, 55-28 the final. So San G versus Arroyo Valley. That's essentially your Skyline League title coming up next week in week number, was it 8 already? Week 8.
Holy cow, yeah. And after the game, they all celebrated by eating gallons of kimchi.
Oh, man, that was so gross.
That was it stunk up the entire studio. Sorry, Chris Chaddick. It was tasted like dirt.
It was awful. All right, to the Citrus Belt League. We're going to get, you saw the score already that Citrus Valley picked up a
Jaden Daniels.
Big win. No, Citrus Valley picked up a big win.
Oh, okay. I was reading the bottom there. I was all excited to see.
We're going to get to Redlands versus Cajon in a second. But Citrus Valley beat Beaumont to set up a showdown with Cajon next week. Let's go to the highlights. Redlands and Cajon. Cajon running past the Terriers in this one. Not walking, but running.
Yeah.
And I'm with you right now, Jeff. First quarter, Brandon Rivers, 16-yard touchdown run, 8-zip after the 2-point conversion for the Cowboys. Later in the opening frame, more from Rivers. It's going to be 25 yards on this scoring scamper. So we had Joaquin, and we've got Rivers.
Walking Rivers.
Yeah, wasn't he an actor?
No, it sounds like a great band, though. No, I don't know.
Wasn't it in the 80s? I don't know. I'm losing my mind. It's very, very late. Rivers the touchdown, then Jamel Sly the touchdown for Cajon. It was 36-0 against Redlands. Cajon grabbed a big lead in the first half, and then the second half they just kind of coasted home. This is going to be Redlands coughing up the football. Jalen Mitchell the scoop and the score for Cajon. That was in the second quarter, 36-0 the final score against the Terriers. So again, Cajon wins. Citrus Valley won tonight against Beaumont, and now they have a showdown coming up next week. So that's going to be a lot of fun. All right, now to the Mountain Valley League. San Bernardino picking up a huge win against one of your favorites, Jeff, Supa Dupa Jurupa Valley. And Coach Collins hit me up and said, in that win, the Cardinals did not attempt a single pass in that game. Can you believe that?
Sounds like a Ken Batdorf team to me.
Yeah, he would love it. We got a couple highlights. Go to the highlights of this one. In fact, we've got a bunch of highlights. I couldn't edit all of them. I want to give a shout out to Xavier Alvarez's dad, who hit us up with a ton of stuff. In fact, there's Xavier Alvarez running in the touchdown. He sent me like 40 clips. I couldn't even get to all of them. Alvarez, the touchdown there. And then this time, Alec Cooper, who was filling in for Isaiah Lopez, who got injured in this game. That was Moises Laguna for Jurupa Valley. The touchdown there tied the game at 22, but there is Hooper with less than a minute to play, and that was the winning touchdown. Cardinal City, 28-22, Jeff. The Cards get it done.
They beat my friend Hugo over there. I'm disappointed. Hey, I got to say one thing real quick.
Yes.
My guy, Billy Cardosi, said he has to mention his guy, J.R. Riley. He said, man, I can't forget about my guy. He's our dude.
Who is that guy?
It's one of his great coaches. He mentioned everybody, but he forgot J.R. Riley. So I mentioned you, J.R. Riley. You're a great coach.
Jeff likes JR.
I
Coach
love
not
JR.
so much.
Yeah, JR
but Jeff
awesome.
likes all the coaches, but JR.
Yeah.
Let's go to the highlights of Pacific against Indian Springs. One of these teams trying to get their first win of the season. And it was actually competitive, and it was close until the very end. That's Marcus Williams, the first-year head coach for the Coyotes. And across the way, Coach Otuafi still running Pacific, but there is Mike Aragon back on the sidelines.
I remember him. He was at Pacific for a while.
Yes. First half, that's Nemo Neal for the Coyotes, runs in the touchdown. That tied the game at 14. In fact, it was tied at 14 at halftime. So now we're going to jump ahead, fast forward to the third quarter. Pacific kicking off, and a nice return here for the Coyotes. That's Javon Taylor. And Taylor down the sideline gets into Pirates territory. So Indian Springs, great field position. They're going to go to the ground game now to try to move the chains. That's Nemo Neal. Check out this tough run. Runs over that guy.
Did you say Nemo?
Nemo Neal. Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo. I love it.
And then Nemo Neal again. Here comes another run. It's going to set up another touchdown for the Coyotes in just a moment. Neal with the run. He runs hard. Not the biggest guy in the world, but he runs hard. Nemo Neal. And that would set up this. They cap off the drive with a Taylor touchdown run. Coyotes, they grabbed the lead 21-14. And the Pirates, they had a great game plan going into this.
No, it's a barn burner.
And just like we just talked about San Bernardino not throwing the football.
Yes.
Pacific, same thing. The game plan was hold on to the football, long, time-consuming drives, and don't give the football back to Indian Springs. 4th down, Pacific with the football, going for it near the red zone, but the Coyotes get the stop. Indian Springs wins a low-scoring battle.
Look at that guy.
28-22. Celebrate.
Man, that's a big fella right there. He looked mean.
Yeah, well, they got a big stop there.
Big, huge win.
28-22, so congrats to Coach Marcus Williams, his first win as the head coach for Indian Springs. All right, let's go back to the scoreboard. Couple more scores we want to get to, and then we'll finally take a quick look ahead at week number 8 of the season. All right, let's go to the scoreboard. Rain Cross Conference, Temescal Canyon, 21-3 over Heritage tonight. Paloma Valley and Vista Del Lago, this was basically your Sun Belt League championship game, unless something crazy happens.
Paloma Valley's coming back. They're making a return to prominence.
Looks like they're going to be back-to-back Sun Belt champions. 35-32 the final there. Linfield Christian beating my mighty Eagles 20-0.
Oh, they finally go down to defeat.
Somber mood, gnashing of teeth out there in Redlands after a tough loss.
Did your daughters cry after they lost?
They probably went to In-N-Out and celebrated. Village Christian over Big Bear 58-6. Let's see, the game that you just saw, 28-22, a nice win for the Coyotes, win number 1 this season. A.B. Miller holding off Rubidoux, 21-14, the final there in Mountain Valley League play. San Bernardino, 28-22 against Supa Dupa Harupa Valley. So the Cardinals now, the team to beat, the inside track to defend their Mountain Valley League championship. Grand Terrace going up the mountain, which is never easy to do up there, and they win. They had to come back in that one, 23-13 against Rim of the World. Harupa Hills 40-21 against Carter last night. I think we got Fontana and Bloomington as well. Yes, Bloomington 44-36 against Fontana. So that Skyline League is going to be rough, trying to decide Sanjay and Arroyo Valley is going to play for first place next week, but then it's going to get really crazy.
The ghost of Don Markham is coming back and making Bloomington pretty darn good again.
Yeah, Bloomington's winning some ball games this year. Summit over Rialto 42-8, and I believe that's the scoreboards for tonight in week number 7. So with that said, Jeff, let's go ahead. Let's look at week number 8, and I think I have Patriot versus Hillcrest down as the Riverside TV game of the week, but I think there's 2, right?
There are 2. I know Arlington is playing Hillcrest?
Norte Vista.
Norte Vista,
right?
and then the other game is Hillcrest Patriot, which Gazal and I will be on the call for that one.
And now that's a super important game now.
It's unbelievably important. I mean, I can't tell you. There's nothing more important in the world.
Overly dramatic, Jeff, over here. Did Travis Carter blow you up?
Yeah, he did. He said that it was good.
It was good.
But he said that I said it was no good. It was not me. That was Nick Rice.
Oh.
I stay out of those things. I don't mess around with when I mess with
Text Nick Rice's number right now.
Oh, I just told him it was Nick Rice. Blame Nick Rice.
All right, so 2 Riverside TV games next week. A couple of the other games, JW North will take on Temescal Canyon. That's Ivy League play as the Huskies try to battle back and maybe salvage a playoff spot if they can get a couple wins here late in the season. Rancho Verde did it last year. It can be done. Riverside Poly, big win tonight on the road at Rancho Christian. Now they get Lakeside coming up next week. Let's see, we move to Big West play, Corona and King next week. King trying to solidify their playoff spot in the current standings right now. Let's see, also in River Valley League play, we just mentioned Norte Vista versus Arlington. That has been upgraded to a Riverside TV game, so you know it's a big deal.
Yes, it's a, what do they call it? The added game. It's a
flex game.
A flex game.
Yeah,
there it is.
It's a real flex game. And Ramona versus La Sierra. So both those teams
0-2.
Fighting for any sort of hope to secure a playoff spot when it's all said and done. We got Notre Dame versus Fontana. That's Skyline League action in the Arrowhead Athletic Conference. And CSDR taking on, United Christian. Billy Cardosi's second team.
My daughter goes to that school.
Yeah. So,
No!
Yeah, California School for the
Is she
Riverside.
playing?
She's 5, Jeff.
Oh, sorry. Well, is she playing?
Is she playing? So those are some of the games coming up next week. Jeff, it's 11:53. We did it. My goal is always to be done before midnight. We did it.
Yeah, but look at this. Look at our matching shoes.
Oh, let's put them out there.
Hey, look at that. We got some. Wait. Yeah.
Look at that.
Woo, team shoes, baby. The Friday night pep rally is big time.
Yeah, you actually bought these for us.
Don't worry about where they came from, my friend. They came off a truck somewhere, and I was using my hijinks, my big time shoe hijinks.
All right, no RCC tomorrow, correct?
Nope.
I think they're on the road. Does that sound right?
No, they're on a bye.
They're on a bye. Even better.
Yeah. But it was a great game last week at that beautiful new stadium.
MSJC, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but the steps there, the bleachers, if you ever go there, their bleacher steps are like 8 feet tall.
No elevator?
Oh, they do have an elevator,
okay,
but the bleachers are like really high. I was going to walk them, and I couldn't do it. But a great stadium.
But now you got new shoes, so you're okay.
They served beer at the football, beer and wood-fired pizza.
At MSJC?
Yep.
That's your new favorite place.
Oh, I thought about getting a beer, but I was working for Riverside TV. We got to get out of here because I got to go home and it's martini time. My wife is waiting up. We're going to watch the show. I'm going to watch Billy Cardosi again.
You're going to rewatch the interview?
I'm going to rewatch the interview because it's martini
Shout out
time.
my coaches. I love all my coaches.
All of them but JR.
Oh,
right?
JR.
I love JR.
JR, you're fired.
No.
For everyone, there's Coach Cardosi. For everyone here at Riverside TV, a big thanks to Coach for stopping by. Scott Brocious and the entire team behind the scenes. That's Jeff Gora. My name is Pep Fernandez. We'll see you next Friday night on your favorite show, the #1 show on TV, the Friday Night Pep Rally.
Number 2 show. Number 2.